a lot of the time I reckon I just overthink street photography as opposed to just picking up the damn camera, putting some shoes on, getting out and enjoy it. No, I didn't get it. I've just looked at my photograph. I've got a picture with a duster in her hand, but not her duster in the feet. Let's have 10 minutes rabbiting on about my excuses for not doing any street photography, and then I promise you we'll actually go and take some photographs, because although it's a crap overcast day, we're in the beautiful Tenby. So yeah, give me 10 minutes and then we'll go and take some pictures, all right? All right, I haven't done what I said I was going to do, and that was post more regular videos and yeah, just be more active. And the reason for that is I've just, in the last sort of 2, maybe 3 months, lost my mojo with street photography. A few times I've been out with the camera, tried to film videos, and it's just felt forced. I've just not enjoyed it. So I thought I'm going to force myself today. And one of the reasons I'm forcing myself today is I've actually missed it. I've actually missed going out with my little Leica and you guys on the top and taking pictures. I've actually really missed it. But I'll be honest, I've been out about 5 or 6 times recently and I haven't even looked at any of the photographs. I haven't looked at any of the video footage. I haven't edited anything. I've just enjoyed taking the photographs and nothing else. Yeah, I really need to get out this rut, and I'm going to talk to you about how you can, if at some point you feel like this, how you're going to motivate yourself. So that's what we're going to do today. What inspires you to be a street photographer? What inspires you? Why are we doing it? And when I wrote this down, I was like, actually, that's a good point. Why am I going out to take pictures? Why am I hitting the streets with a camera? Why do I walk sometimes 20 miles a day around London? What is the drive? I know Sean Tucker did a book, The Meaning in the Making, or something like that, and it talks a lot about why do we even pick up the cameras in the first place. And I think that's something you've really got to ask yourself and try and almost tattoo it on your arm, sort of say why you're doing this. Because it can't always be about taking photographs. It can't always be about the hunt. It can't always be, you know, sort of goal driven. There has to be more to it than that, and I think that is what it is. There's something in me that wants to go out and look for fun interactions, funny interactions, like I've just seen that woman back there with the brushing the foot with a little I don't know what you call it, dead funny anyway. Those are the things, I suppose. It's not a good photograph. Even if I took the photograph, I didn't get there in time to take the photograph, but it was funny to see. And I think being on the streets, those are the things that I really enjoy. Even if I didn't have a camera with me now and I was just walking around and looking for interactions like that, I really missed that. And even I need to take the pressure off. I need to find a way of taking the pressure off me. There's not about taking photographs all the time. It's just about being there, seeing these interesting, weird, comical interaction and engagements that happen anywhere. Don't have to go to London. I'm in Tenby today because it's gorgeous. I lived half an hour from Tenby. But yeah, that's one of the things that I really need to accept, that it's just about being there and looking for these funny, stupid interactions. Okay, so how am I going to get my mojo back? Well, I've actually started rereading a few of the books I started. You know, when you buy street photography books, I'm a git for it. I hoard them, loads of them. And I read, best well intended, first couple of months reading the books and whatnot, and then I just kind of get bored of it. And I've started rereading some of the books, and the inspiration I'm getting, and reading things the second time round, seeing things slightly differently, I'm starting to understand how that photographer struggles, how that photographer sees things. And there's loads of books. I met one of the authors. I'll put a screenshot up to the book I'm reading at the minute. It's bloody great. And I met the author, and I really enjoy his mentality behind street photography. So that's a phenomenal book. It just teaches you to see things differently. But yeah, I suppose a lot of what we do as street photographers is an emotional thing. We've got to have an emotional attachment to whatever we're photographing. So if I'm doing a workshop, one of the things I often do is, if I see somebody take a photograph, I'll put my hand in front of the camera to stop them almost, or stop them from chimping and say, you know, why did you take the photograph? What was it? What was the connection? Why were you drawn to it? All right, you didn't just walk down the street, see somebody and just go snap. If that's what you did do, then there's not enough in that to be, you know, you're just going to get back and bin that photograph. But if you take a photograph that you feel, oh, I'm going to have a photograph of that, ask yourself why. What's his name now? There's a photographer that I know that writes poems about his landscape photography, and Fuji photographer, what's his name? I'll put his name down here, I can't think of it. And wonderful guy, but he always writes a little poem about each photograph, and you look at some of the photographs and maybe you don't get it, but then you read the poem and it's like, I understand it now. So sometimes when you take a photograph, there's got to be a connection, there's got to be an emotion. So like, really, like forcing yourself to come out and do street photography is kind of getting rid of that. But then like 10 minutes later, I've just parked the van literally 10 minutes ago, I've walked around the corner, seen that woman brushing the sand off with her feet, it made me laugh. And I've got this connection, even though I couldn't get the photograph, I saw something that was going to make me want to capture that, you know. So a lot of what we do is an emotional engagement, and as well as trying to capture something that's aesthetic and pretty. So it's cloudy as anything, but it's still really warm today. It's a mental day. So we are going to go out and actually take photographs in a minute. I thought I'd just get this off me back first and actually make this a more informative video, and then I'll try and take 3 or 4 photographs afterwards, just so, yeah, we're not all going to be talking sitting on a park bench, all right? So what type of street photographer are you? I have a big problem here, because I think this is where 90% of my problem is because I don't know. When I take a photograph, quite often I like the idea of it at the time, and I get back and I overanalyze, and I don't really have an emotional connection. And as I said a minute ago, a lot of street photography is an emotional relationship. You've got to really enjoy your camera, you've got to really enjoy being out in the streets, you've got to feel a connection between what you're taking a photograph and your environment, you've got to feel like you're absorbed in the thing. And when you're looking at some of your photographs, well, when I'm looking at most of my photographs, I took one the other day, I tried to film it, the bloody GoPro didn't come on, but I tried of a pigeon taking off, it had a bag around its neck. It took off, and I thought the emotion at the time was, you know, we were trying to take the bloody bag off the pigeon, but it weren't letting us near it to take the bag off it. But then it flew away, and I caught the shot. And as I took the shot, I got a really cool buzz from catching the photograph. I haven't got the guts to look at the photograph. It's still on the Leica now. It's not. I don't even think it's on my computer. I haven't even backed it up. So because I'm just so afraid that I'm going to look at it and not feel anything, because I don't know what style of photographer I am, what style of street photographer. I think I just go out and kind of capture everything around me, and I'm good at that because that's part of my job. I'm good at documentary photography, I'm good at weddings and events, I'm really good at engaging with people. But as a street photographer, I think it's really important, it's vital that you know what sort of photographs you want. Because when you come back and you're looking at your pictures, you say, yeah, they're good, but I've got 50,000 of them photographs like that. You know, what sort of photographs are you trying to achieve? What floats your boat? I see other photographers taking really cool shots that I look at and think, I'd never see that photograph. I'd love to be able to see that. Eduardo Ortiz, one of my good friends, his layered abilities. I can't do that. Even though I've got a 28mm, I just don't seem to be able to see those scenes. And maybe if I could see those sort of scenes, I'm always in awe of Eduardo's photographs. Mark Fernley with his architectural and his minimalistic fine art looking black and whites are just stunning. But I don't know what I am. I don't know what... I look at so many styles of photographers. Instagram's a nightmare because it gets diluted and see so many different suggestions. And it just gets to a point where you think, hang on, who are you? You can see what everybody else is. You can see all these phenomenal ideas that other people have got. But then you think, well, hang on, what's going to make me happy? What's going to make me... Yeah, obviously, I'm going to go out today and I'm going to document what I see. I'm just going to see a woman dusting with a little brush her feet, and it's going to make me laugh. But what is it? I'm overanalyzing, I guess, but what you need to know, otherwise you're just throwing shit at a wall, hoping some sticks. You don't know what you like. You need to spend some time looking through books, obsessing over artists. Have you got a favourite artist? Favourite street photographer? I've got books from about 10 different genres of street photography. I didn't even know there was 10 genres of street photography. You've got the fine art, portraits, abstract, flipping slow shutter, and you know, all these different reflections, all these different things that you can obsess over. And there's different artists that specialise in that. And I look at all of it, and some of it's incredible, but I still don't know. If I ever saw a photograph and thought, that's it, that's the sort of photograph I want to take. These are the pictures I want to perfect, you know? And I feel like that's missing, and I don't know what it is that I want to capture. Notice I've taken the bracket off this because I've had to use it to hold my bloody Osmo Pocket. I don't know what sort of photographs I want to be in here. And if I don't know what photographs I want to be in here, how am I going to be happy, you know? Now, we're going to go on to the next one now. But fundamentally, I think for me, I just love being out with the camera. I love walking around. I never, ever regret just getting out with the camera. So if you take anything from this, get off your arse, get out with the camera, stop making excuses. Because honestly, just being out, I did a video recently in London, didn't I, saying there was like 4 different aspects of street photography, and just being out there is enough. Even if you say if you went out 10 times in a month or 5 times in a month, and you got a decent photograph once every 2 or 3 trips, you know, that would be a photograph a month you're pleased with. That would be 12 photographs a year that you're pleased with. Flipping heck, I'd be pleased with that in a minute. 12 pictures at the end of the year that I'm really happy with. I'd be happy with that. But I don't know what them pictures are. Anyway, what's the next one? Yeah, you've got to be out all the time, because there might be something that happens on one occasion that you like, that you just didn't realise was going on. You think, this is fantastic. Like that Indian event that I went to in Stratford. That was phenomenal. That Indian Lord Geisha event I went to. Last one before it does start raining, I'm going to go and get coffee, and then we're going to go take some pictures. Is the more you shoot, the more you score. I just wrote that on the way down here. It's quite good, isn't it? The more you shoot, the more you score. And I think I live by that mantra from now on. I think the more you shoot, the more goals you're going to score is a really simplified way of summing up this video and telling you. But obviously, when you score a goal playing football or rugby or whatever it is, you know what the goals are. Oh shit, smack that on the camera. You know what the goals are. You know that there's a post there and there's a post there and a bar on the top, and that's the area you've got to get the ball. Now, your metaphorical, is that the right word? Your goal with street photography is the type of photograph you want to take, all right? So we got to know that before we can score a goal. Anyway, I've probably rabbited too much. I only wanted this video to be less than 10 minutes entirely. So yes, let's go and take some bloody photographs. Thank you so much for subscribing so far, and everybody that's downloaded the magazine. I've had so many people say, when's issue 6 coming out? Because I have taken so many bad photographs recently. I haven't really got anything that's worthy, and I don't think I've got 50 images for the next magazine yet. So hopefully we'll get the pictures today. But thank you so much for downloading F8 magazine. Links below, and let's get on with it. Right, there's a nice shot here, the reflections of the kids there. So I wasn't want the faces, I just want the reflections. There was quite a bit of a crop with a 28mm. The guy did just jump in front of the camera, and then you got the buildings over there which are reflecting. So if I can get a position where it will kind of work, but these keep chopping stuff in the water, so it's losing the reflections and whatnot. So yes, dude.
I'll catch your shot.
You what, mate?
There's big mullet in here.
So are you gonna throw that, yeah?
Yeah, there's big mullet in here.
Oh, where are you gonna? Where are you throwing it? There. All right, hang on a minute then. That's got to be cool. I hope I didn't chop your bloody head off. All right. So these seagulls have burst their way through a box of fish. Whole herring, it says on there. Look at them, ripping the box open. He's laughing about it now. There's a photograph of a couple just there on the bench behind me, and they sort of noticed that he was wearing like a yellow shirt and blue jeans, and then she was wearing exactly the same kind of yellow shirt, blue jeans. So I stood there thinking, is it a photograph? You know, I felt drawn to the photograph. I wanted to take the photograph. I thought, is it interesting? Is it just me that's going to notice it? So I thought I'd take it anyway, take the shot of him. And then I quite like the way that she's cutched up into him. There's, you know, it's kind of a nice moment, but it's more about the matching clothes, which I did find quite funny. The camera is really powerful. The camera gives you, me in this case, a superpower. It gives me the ability to engage with people. People see the camera, if they're doing something interesting, you've got some, a reason to approach them, to a way of capturing it. It's a way of reaching out to people and sort of engaging, and conversations and things like that, engagements and having fun. And I think for me that's what street photography is. And I'm overthinking it. And in the olden days where they shot film, it was friggin' expensive, with digital. So really, as I said before, the more you shoot, the more you score. I should just be shooting and thinking way less about the sort of photographs I'm taking, and just looking for things that I find funny or interesting or engaging, or like the kids around the thing, even if it comes across as slightly staged, like the kids around the reflection, even if it feels slightly staged, it's all about photographing that engagement. And that, I think, for street photography is what it is. It's not about taking photographs that are repeatable for other people. So if you saw that photograph and you tried to come down here and take the same picture of the kids, they're not going to be there. But then if you see some fine art photographs of a nice building with a nice light, maybe that is repeatable. So it's gorgeous now, absolutely gorgeous. Everybody's buggered off because of the rain. But yeah, I think that's what street photography is to me. It's not necessarily capturing amazing quality photographs, which is obviously always a nice thing to get. When that happens, when you look back at the light and everything, and you know, you've balanced the composition, all the lines are nice, and all the, you know, you filled the frame with a lot of aesthetic, that's always really nice. But then sometimes it's just about capturing something, not perfect, but you've captured a moment, you've captured something funny, or when somebody looks at the picture, instantly they see why you've took the picture. You know, crucially, that's what it is for me. So if you take anything from this video, I want you to take that. You just need to go out, the more you shoot, the more you score, and also find out who the heck inspires you. Look at other photographers, look at their work. What is it you want in your library of images? What sort of photographs do you want to take? And also, don't overthink things like I do. Just go out, shoot, but learn how to cull, learn how to be hard, like learn how to critique your images and stuff like that. Big lesson to be learned there. Anyway, I'm going to bugger off and either find a beer or a coffee, whichever one comes first. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.